we've been able to manage a lot of changes or key points after the UDCPR and the DCPR 2034 that came. We have worked tirelessly towards GST, which is so important for Mumbai redevelopment, where today almost I can say double the double taxation is taking place when a customer is being charged 5% GST and the developer has to pay 5% the same value GST on the flat which is just been redeveloped. That is to say, not on the cost of the materials which we are already paying 18%, not on the services that we are employing which we are paying 18%, not getting input tax credit, but more importantly also on the new apartment that has been built. So it's a double taxation in a way. So we made lots of representations. We are hopeful that these are understood well. Of course, it takes time for change, but we will stay relentless. And Domnic, over to you to make that happen for Mumbai, and I will, in my role as president, work towards making sure that issues are understood before they are either decried or done away with or brought on board. In this period, there has got to be a strong movement towards what is one of the most important aspects, is environment. And I must say again over here, it is something that has been a clarion call of my president earlier when he announced in Abu Dhabi last year that by 2050 we will be a net carbon neutral body. That is, as a developer, we are net carbon neutral by 2050. Now this is, you have to understand, clarion because it's 20 years ahead of where our Prime Minister has focused for the nation to be. But so be it. You have to take a call and then you have to work accordingly. So today we've tied up, we're calling for a tie-up with IGBC, where, while a lot of our developers already go to IGBC and get certification, etc. done, it is our belief that if it is done in a structured fashion, just to give you an example, when something really needs to be done well and fast, you work like the army. You create guidelines, you make rules, and then everybody has to follow those same set of rules. So you're gauged or graded accordingly, and then change is possible faster. So we've decided 1,000 projects will take on IGBC certification through the CREDAI initiative, and all in all 4,000, and we might well surpass our targets for this. And we are hoping for 4 lakh homes to be IGBC green certified through the CREDAI initiative going forward. We were having a little discussion outside. Already in the market, green buildings are looked at respectfully, especially in the commercial real estate, and more so in Mumbai and MMR. Your clients are paying you more. Forget paying you more. They are first of all not taking in any building that is which is not LEED certified, at least up to a gold. They're just not taking it. They're saying it's not for us. And this is a very strong view which will help us all in being able to build more and more. The other point that most developers always have is green buildings means more expensive. I think we have worked very well with the authorities in BMC, and there's a tax rebate. So building made in 2017 by Romell Group, the customers out there are still getting a tax rebate which makes them more competitive. And just this morning I was seeing an ad by an EV car maker which said that petrol costs 8 rupees per kilometer, diesel costs 7 rupees per kilometer, and we do it at 0.6 rupees a kilometer. So this is the kind of thing that we have to continually bring to the mind of the customer. Otherwise there's no point in doing this ourselves, knowing the advantage, feeling good, and the customer doesn't even know it, so the customer still has got clouds in his head and says, oh, but. We will remove that oh, but from everybody's head. And again, over here, a very strong reach to all of you. Please keep talking more and more about it. We believe we are taking the right steps. We want to do what is considered long-term good for the entire industry, for us as a country, and for us as a planet, right? But at the same point of time, I want you to keep on crying out or calling out, not crying out, calling out things that we may not do. But please come to us. Ask us. In the last few years, we have become available to you to clarify any issue. Yes, I'm telling you sometimes you will get stories that seem to be like a big storm coming, but they're generally a flash in the pan. And how you portray them might become, make it damaging for everybody. I'm saying if somebody does wrong, please by all means go ahead and butcher them. But at the same point of time, let's get the facts right. Sometimes a person in trouble or doing something or in a particular position is not able to communicate that clearly, but we are available out here. We're planning to start an outreach program through which, given the power of technology, through social media, reach out to our 13,000 plus members. Domnic is going to do it to his 1,800 plus members. We are going to be available to them on a weekly basis with the voice that comes as a decision taken at our level, which is supposedly in line with, or which we will make sure is in line with what the government's vision is. And let's be very clear, if we don't align ourselves to the government vision, whether it is this industry or any other, we cannot survive. And the government is taking steps to make sure that not only one industry, but as a nation, we all grow and prosper. We're all seeing that happen today. We should work in alignment with that. And all our members should in real time know what has to be done. At the same point of time, in real time, if there are issues, they should be able to communicate with us and we should become the voice for them going forward. And I open that opportunity to you. Please write to us. We will give you an email ID, or I would prefer not solely WhatsApps, but an email ID which would allow us to kind of respond. Give us 24 hours, we will respond. And give us 24 working hours if that's possible, like 2 days at least. We will respond to you. I want to speak about going forward, what we are going to ask our 24 state chapters and 220 city chapters to do. We're going to ask them to imbibe in their way forward something called the acronym GROWTH. Growth, we all know what it means. We all want to grow. But growth, as the acronym goes, is green construction, which is, like I said, something that is prime in our minds. Reform, R is for reform. Whether that reform is internal, that is to say how we work will change, what we do, what kind of products we build, what kind of mindset we will have towards building will change. At the same point of time, reform also means something that we will work with the government and ask for better policy reforms or better policy initiatives or better tax reforms, which are so important for driving any industry. O is something that, ladies and gentlemen of the press, I should tell you, these are things that we picked up from our Honorable Prime Minister's letter to us as a guidance. Opportunity to build a new India. This is Amrit Kal. This is the time after 75 years that we have a window that is going. While the world seems to be in some kind of turmoil or the other, we are blessed with our own internal consumption. We are blessed to have a uniform code of law which allows us to kind of have better growth available, because where there is peace, there is prosperity. So, opportunity to build a new India. W is women empowerment. And over here, I'd like to quote what Nita Ambani said. What a woman can't do, nobody can do. So, as the day India sees the women coming into mainstream, you will find our country growing doubly and triply at the pace that it is today. So, W is for women empowerment. T is for transparency, which is something that is so important. I could have said T is for trust, but trust is something you build over time. Transparency is something you can do today. Whether you like it or not, today Vera actually is an X-ray on the developer. Especially Maharera has gone to the point where even as a developer, if I've got 10 projects and one of them is stuck, forget I as a developer brand, I as a developer director on that project, if there's another project that is being stressed out, I need to make that disclosure today. I believe that transparency is so important because an educated customer will always put his hard-earned money with you, because he knows there is absolute clarity of thought. Nobody expects you to have a rosy growth path. I mean, I learned this on the public markets as well. You do not have to only speak the good. You have to actually speak when there is things that don't go in a particular direction. Everybody understands that hiccups come or roadblocks come. As long as you know and you're communicating with them, you will see that makes a remarkable change. And one of those things, if you want, I'll stress a little later. And finally, the H, housing for all. It is a clarion call of our Prime Minister. a home is not, and I want to read what he has written to us. He said, housing is one of the most important sectors of the economy and is an instrument to build a foundation for the growth of new India. After all, a home is not just four walls, but a place where dreams turn into realities and aspirations are fulfilled. So homes or housing for all is something that CREDAI is working shoulder to shoulder with the government. We will now just enhance the speed at which we work for this, and whether it be affordable homes, which we've been working with the government to change the definition of, or whether it be high-end homes, because today prosperity has improved, people want to have a better home and there's no harm. Earlier the rich were considered bad, today it's not so anymore. We consider them as wealth creators for everybody. So it is what we are going to do, and like my president has already said, and like Domnic has already said, we are the second largest employer, not only the second largest employer, the second largest employer of class 4 employees, those that literally cannot read and write. And over here I want to just stress upon the fact that